Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. We just got home from Costco. Prior to going to Costco, little Miss Alaska Prepper was eating on a steak. And she didn't finish it all. She put a plate on top of it and she left it on the counter thinking she was gonna finish that steak when we got back. Well, we got back and the plate and the knife and the fork, everything is on the floor of the kitchen. And the only thing that's missing is that steak that was left over. We questioned both Karma and Dog and asked them which one of you ate this, and neither of them snitched on the other. So I guess they've got that going for them. But ladies and gentlemen, this is one of my favorite things to do of the year. I know that on the thumbnail and on the description of the video or title, I'll probably put something like, this is the biggest payday prep I've done or something like that. For those of you that have been here for a while, I usually do that just to see what people say, because a lot of people are like, I can't believe you did that. This is clickbait. But I like to have a little bit of fun with this video because we do it a couple of times a year. I like to do a donation right before summer starts because a lot of kids in Fairbanks, they rely on food at school. In school here, you can have up to 2 meals a day. You can have breakfast and lunch. And there's a lot of kids that maybe go home after school and they may not eat again just because, you know, maybe their parents can't afford to feed them. At this time of the year, we like to build what are called bone builder bags. And these are little bags that the food bank puts together. And they want there to be about between 700 and I guess about 1,500 calories per bag. They give me a list of things to get and I try to match it as close as I can. So when you see some of the things that I got, it's not because this is what I want to feed children. It's because this is what they asked for. Oh, this is not organic, that's organic. I try to get the very best of whatever type of food they ask me to get. And I always try to throw in 1 or 2 little things that are pure 100% junk food, just so that these kids that can't afford to eat outside of school can have a little bit of fun as well. I talked to Mrs. Ann here about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago about what kind of things she wanted me to get. And she said that this year there's going to be about 2,500 bone builder bags that we're going to be needed. I'm going to try to see if we can drop this off tomorrow and see if we can get a really quick tour of the Fairbanks Food Bank for those of you that haven't seen any of our videos where we donate to them. I'm going to go ahead and share with you and show you all everything that we got. I think we got a lot of good stuff. I did get a couple of things for myself also on this trip, and I'm going to show you why I got those things, so maybe it can give you ideas. The reason that I like to do these videos, number one, it's a feel-good video. It always feels good to me to give to others, right? It always feels good. And if you haven't done that, then try it. It will feel good. But the main reason is this, is to thank you, ladies and gentlemen, to thank you, because without you, the Alaska Prepper community, without you clicking on my videos, without you visiting the sponsors of my videos, then I couldn't do this. So I like to share the joy that I get from giving with you, because without you, ladies and gentlemen, this would not be possible. I guarantee it 100%. It's not to try to show off or anything like that. I know in the past some people have gotten upset because, oh, you're showing charity on TV or charity on the internet. The reason that I do it is not to show it off. In a way, it is so that people can get accustomed and can get introduced to giving again and to have a little bit of faith in humanity. But I do it because I want you to see, ladies and gentlemen, what you allow me to do. It's important to me to be able to share that joy with you all. So let's get started. I'm just going to show you a few of the things that I got for myself while we were there, for our household while we were there, and then I'll show you everything else that we got for the bone builder bags. We ended up getting enough to do at least 100 bone builder bags, and that was our goal, to do at least 100 bone builder bags. And then it always comes through that the community gets it done, ladies and gentlemen. It's all about community. Every year we end up meeting our goal for the community, for the total, and we always pull together here in Fairbanks and we get it done. And that's one of the reasons why I really love living in this community, living in Fairbanks, Alaska. Let me stop talking and let me show you what we got. So the first thing that I'm going to show you is this. I got some Drano. Remember the Drano? I've been using this drain unclogger, which is an awesome drain unclogger, but it's pretty expensive. It's like a professional type drain unclogger. But I do this on a regular basis. Probably once a month, I'll put drain unclogger in every one of my drains just to make sure that they stay nice and clean all the way to the septic. Well, this was on sale at Costco. I think it was like less than 10 bucks, like $9 or something for 2 of these. So I told my wife, let me pick one of these up. And if they work pretty well, then I think maybe I'll switch over to these, because these are literally like less than half of what I pay for a gallon of the regular stuff that I normally use. I took a look inside of our working pantry today, right outside the kitchen, and I noticed that we're only down to 1 pack of paper plates. This is something that we use on a regular basis, but we try to have at least a 1-year supply of these guys on the side. 1-year supply, meaning that if we had to use these on like every day or every other day during some kind of a scenario where water was so precious, where we did not want to use it to clean plates, we can use these. Try to keep at least a 1-year supply. Remember when these guys used to be like 11, 12 bucks? I remember the price of these exactly because they're so expensive. $19 and I believe 96 cents. Stock up on your olive oil, ladies and gentlemen. Olive oil's prices are going to go through the roof. I'm predicting before the end of this year. Once we are done going through last year's stock of olive oil, the new stock that's coming into the market, I'm saying it's going to be close to double of what it is now. So every time that I've gone to Costco here, ever since I reported on that news, I've been trying to pick up at least 1 extra bottle of olive oil, which in my opinion is probably about the best oil out there, especially for those of us that can't use other things because of diabetes and stuff like that. But anyways, stock up on your olive oil. There are 3 more things that we got. Little Miss Alaska Prepper likes Brazilian nuts, so we got some Brazilian nuts. These are what, organic? This, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so happy that I saw these. Onion granulated powder. It's not onion powder. If you have onion powder, it gets kind of like hard and clumpy inside of this, but this is granulated onion. So when I saw these, I told my wife, like, oh my God, this is so awesome, because I love using onion powder, but this is even better. It doesn't clump up. So I picked up about 3 of these. These aren't bad. I think these were less than $5 a piece. And the last thing that we got for the AP household, believe it or not, I heard on a YouTube video that's done by a doctor. I think it's by Dr. Barry. And he said that apple cider vinegar is actually really good to help your digestive system, but also to help control your glucose level in your blood. So from now on, I am going to try taking a shot of this right after I eat and check my blood sugar and see if there is any truth behind it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so this is what we got for the bone builder bags. I did a little bit of calculation earlier before I started doing this portion of the video, and it comes out to like 1,300 calories per bag. There are a couple of items that we came short, maybe 3 or 4 to make 100, but there were some items also that we went way over 100, so it evens out. And of course, you can see the first thing we got here is some chips. We also got some of these little cheese crackers. We got some of these awesome apple sauces that are all organic, and they come in boxes of 24. We ended up getting 4 boxes, so this is one of the things that we came up just a tiny bit short on, but we'll make up for it with some of the other items. Like this right here, these are the granola bars, and these come 62 a box, so we ended up getting a couple of boxes of granola bars. We got 3 boxes of 40 of the 100% juice organic little juice boxes. I'm sure these will be a big hit. And we also got some of these like little fruit roll-ups or little fruit bars. I've had these before and they're very tasty. I'm sure that the kids will like those as well. And just in case we have some older kids in the mix, I ended up getting a couple of these strawberry waffles. I've had these before and they are very good, and it breaks my heart that I can never have these again, but I'm sure that some kids will enjoy these. My wife is taking her motorcycle out for the first time this season, and she decided to just sit there and look at me and smile and rem the motor. For those of you that don't know, my wife wanted a motorcycle for the longest time, and once our channel hit 100,000 subscribers, it was a bet that I made with her years ago. You know, when I hit 5,000 subscribers, I was so excited. I was like, look, babe, 5,000 subscribers. And she said, when you get 100,000, can I get a motorcycle? And I was like, yeah, whatever, sure. I never thought that I'd have, 50,000 subscribers, let alone 100, and now a little over 200,000. So I definitely lost that bet, and guess what? She got her motorcycle. So now she's enjoying her motorcycle. I just hope that she's safe out there because it's her first ride of the year. But let's continue. We ended up getting some trail mix, ladies and gentlemen, because trail mix has a lot of protein, has a lot of good fats in it. We ended up getting a couple of packs of 28 of this kind. And then we also got this, which is a variety snack pack that brings 51. So this makes up a little bit because it comes out to be a little over 100. And we ended up getting some more junk food, which ends up being 80 of these little chocolate chip muffins. And also, this has meat sticks of different kinds. Got a couple of these. They bring 24 per. Got a couple of these. These chomps are like all grass fed. No MSG, no dyes, none of that kind of stuff. I've actually had these before, and they're very, very tasty. And to finish it off, we ended up getting a couple of these crafted meat sticks that are individually wrapped as well. So altogether, they should be getting a fair, good amount of protein from all the stuff we got them, a good amount of good fats. For the most part, I would say good fats. And unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of sugar in there. But ladies and gentlemen, I don't think I've ever met a child that's hungry that complained about the nutrition value and the food that they were getting. I think that all in all, they're going to be getting pretty good food. And I'm very, very happy to do this. And I want to say thank you very much. I already thanked you, the community members of the Alaska Prepper community. But I want to say thank you very much to the sponsors that sponsor my videos and that sponsor my channels. Nutrient Survival being one of them. ITM Trading, Genesis Gold Group, even Simpure at times sponsors our videos and our live streams. You know, SD Bullion, Contingency Medical has sponsored our videos and our live streams in the past. It's because of you supporting me and supporting them that I'm able to do this. So again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. We're gonna go ahead on over to the food bank tomorrow morning to drop this off. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you can see the sign here because we have a lot of sun today. But this is, for those of you that have never visited here with me, this is the Fairbanks Food Bank. And it's a really big building. Take a look at it. We're not going to get a tour today, so I'm going to go ahead and leave a card on the upper right-hand corner. That way, those of you that want to see a tour of the inside of the building can see the last video that we did, and they gave us a tour. That way you can all see what's all associated with a food bank that feeds, I think it's about 25,000 people or more. We'll ask Miss Ann about that when she comes out. As you can see, there's also an area where you can anonymously donate some food if you want to just leave it behind in one of their lockers. So that's what community is all about, ladies and gentlemen. It's about helping each other out and making sure that we make it through the hard times with each other, all right, and not just by ourselves. And Miss Ann made it out with the little man over here. Miss Ann, how are you?
I am excellent. When you call, I'm always excellent.
You know what? I was just mentioning how many families or how many people in altogether does this food bank support?
Good question. So last year was 600,000 meals. And so our estimation as far as number of people is about 10% of our population.
So about
10,000 households.
Oh, so about 10,000. I was thinking about 25,000, but 10,000 is still a lot.
That's what we're guessing, but because when we do our numbers each month, sometimes people might duplicate, and what it looks like is 30 or 40,000.
But in reality, it's probably about 10, a little around that.
Guessing.
All right,
Yeah.
Well then, that's still a lot of people. And last year, how many pounds of food did we do last year? The food bank, not us.
3.3 million.
3.3 million pounds, ladies and gentlemen. That's what it takes. I was just telling my people, first of all, ladies and gentlemen, this is Miss Ann. For those of you that are new subscribers, this is Miss Ann, and she's the CEO of the food bank here. And she actually,
job around.
It is. And she actually started volunteering here when her mother was the CEO of this food bank when you were 10 years old?
Yeah, 1990.
1990, you were 10 years old, right?
Yeah.
So this is in the family. And for those of you that don't know either, Mr. Bo is Miss Ann's husband, and he works here as well. So like I said, it's all in the family.
I even got my littlest.
And there he is, right? Look, every time I see him, he looks like he's a foot taller.
Especially when he stands on a cart.
All right, so one last thing that I wanted to cover, and then we'll unload the food, is I wanted you to explain what a bone builder bag is and why it is that it's so important that if you live in the Fairbanks community or in any community that you live in, support your local food bank. Why is it so important that we build these bone builder bags?
So in the summertime, what it means is that a lot of the local children, the ones that really rely on school lunches and school breakfasts, they don't possibly have food at home. So the Bone Builder Sacks is a way to support kids. Every week they're going to receive one just to give them a little bit of extra food, help them out just a little bit. It's intentionally made for the kids who struggle. And we have 5 different distribution sites, so the kids sign up and they can rely on at least once a week food.
So that is on top of the food that you maybe give the family.
Exactly. If they want to
that
order
is
an
great.
emergency food box, then that's absolutely please do.
That is great.
But this is made special for the kids that might be tied into different community centers around town.
Okay.
That's what this is about.
So anyone that would want to donate for bone builder bags for here in Fairbanks, the things that I concentrated on were things that were high in protein. I actually added, Mrs. Ann, I added a couple of things that weren't on the list that you gave me that I just thought, listen, kids need to be kids. So I put like potato chips in there. I know that's not great, right?
They'll love them though.
I put a couple of little dessert things. I was like, you know what? Let's make sure that kids can still be kids. And even though I can't eat this stuff, you know, whatever, you know. So I was a little bit bad in adding some of those things, but pretty much
it's for the heart.
yeah, but it's pretty much things that kids can snack on throughout the day that don't need to be refrigerated, right?
Right. That's
Okay,
fantastic.
excellent. Well, let me show you what we got.
Yeah.
So, Miss Ann, something I forgot to ask you. How many bags do you hand out on an average year?
We look at about 320 a week for about 9 weeks, around 3,000 bags.
So around 3,000. So, ladies and gentlemen, look at this. This is about 3% of what we need. All right. So
which is beautiful.
if everyone chips in and just does a little bit, we can make our goal here in Fairbanks.
Woo!
And again, ladies and gentlemen, you should support the community that you're in. So if you're in a community where you see need, go and see if they have a food bank. All right, so let's go ahead and unload this. You know what? I'm not unloading this because I loaded it all. I'm going to watch you all do it.
Perfect.
All right, and the little man is going to work. Look at that. Woo!
All about
Mr. Muscles.
So do you think they're going to like that kind of stuff, Mrs. Ann?
Oh, they're
The stuff that we
always-
picked out?
This will be fantastic.
Did you see the junk food that I got? You know, I picked these out right here, these little waffles. So
Those
maybe,
look really cool.
hopefully some teenagers will get those.
They like
Right?
those things. Those are good.
Those are more like a little bit adult. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. Bo. This is Mrs. Ann's husband. How you doing, brother?
Very good.
Good
How
to
are
see you,
today?
man.
Good
We
to
have
see
to
you too.
introduce you to all of the new subscribers,
Well,
all of the new
hello,
community
guys out
members.
there in Electron Land.
Electro
This
Land.
might be a daddy.
There you go. He's putting on the last box. Go ahead, put it on there.
Sir.
Wanna set it on?
Put it right on there.
Put it on there. You get to do the last box.
Woo!
Want to set it right there?
He's playing
Good
Tetris.
job.
All right.
Gotta teach
Well,
you
this
that.
is it. Well, ladies and gentlemen,
Good job, buddy.
let's say hello. I mean, let's say goodbye to Mrs. Ann because she's busy.
Here,
But
I'll
guess
have
what?
you too.
Guess what, Ms. Ann? And I'm going to keep the people in suspense, all right?
All right.
So, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that just joined our community not too long ago and we're not here for our last Thanksgiving donation, every year we try to double it since we've been doing this. And last year we did 100 turkeys and 100 dinners for, 100 families.
Despite the incredible cost.
Yeah, and despite the shortages in turkey, right? This year I think it's going to be extremely tough. But, Ms. Ann, I think I'm a genius because I just came up with an idea that is going to blow your mind away. But I'm going to keep it from all of you, all right? Because you're going to have to stick around to November to find out what that idea is. And that, Ms. Ann, I want to thank you very much on behalf of the AP community and on behalf of our community as well. One of the most important things that people need to realize when they give to their community is that if you make your community better, then you make your life better. So I think it's very important. Any last words before we sign off?
There's a reason we are so proud to be a part of your community is exactly statements like that. When you're helping each other, boy, does your own home get joy out of the deal too.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for today. God bless every one of you. God bless America. I'm Alaska Prepper, and I am out.